Hi guys, my name's Vicki and I'm with Texas Last Diet, Your Last Diet. And today I have a little story I wanted to tell you about my food I'm making. Well, I have this huge issue with these plants in my yard and they're called trumpet plants. They're taller than me and they're beautiful. I don't have any flowers yet, but I have all these leaves. They're about this big and they're being eaten up by something. So I took these leaves into the garden center, which is right down the street. And you know what she told me? She said, oh yeah, it's baby grasshoppers. I was like, oh, so how do I get rid of the baby grasshoppers? And you know what she said to me? She goes, well, we have this stuff that we feed them and then it compresses their lungs and then they die. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a horrible way to die. I just couldn't even think about that. So I got online and I found this amazing little recipe that's gonna kill, well, actually scare them away. Because if you smell this, it'd scare you away too. This, I took red onions and I took some garlic and I took cayenne pepper, 2 teaspoons. Hey Darcy, DC, good to see you. And Pete, thanks for watching, man. And I put some water in there. And so I made this concoction and I strained these off, right? So there they are. They're red onions, they're garlic and cayenne pepper. And I guess you could use chili pepper too, whichever you prefer, got laying around on your shelf. So I made that concoction. I strained it off and I went and sprayed it all over my beautiful trumpet plants last night. And I'll tell you what, it was smelly. But then I had all this stuff left over and I started looking at it and my friend Pete was there, right Pete? And I said, I think I know what I'm gonna make out of that. He's like, what? I was like, oh yeah, I'm not throwing away something that creative. I can't throw that away. So I went and bought these beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes. And for all of you Moxie fitters out there, guys, I know you love tomatoes. You gotta make sure that you eat them kind of sparingly, 4 cups a week, because they are technically a fruit. Look at that, you get to eat another fruit. And you want to make sure that you wash them really good. Even though you get the organic, remember I talked about organic, make sure in a tomato you get organic, because this is one of those things called dirty fruits. They got little pores in them and they'll suck up all that stuff that Monsanto sprays on these beautiful tomatoes. So make sure that you get organic, and that way you don't even have to worry about it. So while I was smelling these onions, I thought to myself, onions, garlic, tomato, yeah baby, that sounds delicious. So I'm gonna cut these beautiful tomatoes and I'm gonna put them in my cast iron skillet. Check that out. Now, I'm gonna line the whole pan, and what I did before, I'm cutting them about this thick. Can you see that? What I did before is I put a little bit of my avocado oil down there. Now you can put olive oil because you're not going to be doing it on a high heat. And you can put, you can put a little bit of butter. That would be delicious. So whatever you got laying around. I guess man, butter sounds good. I wish I would have thought of that first. But now I got my avocado oil in here, so I got to use that. So I'm just lining the bottom of the pan. I'm kind of making a crust. That's what I'm doing. And then guess what I'm gonna do? Can you see in that blue bowl? Now, if you wanna see this after I get done cooking it, make sure that you look down in the post below. It's gonna take me a little while. I have my teeny tiny oven right there set on 425. So I don't know what you guys want to set your oven on, but most of the time I bake things at home, usually about 375, because you know, that's a better, nice, awesome oven. This one, not so much. So I got these farm fresh eggs today, and I took about 6 of them. And I put them here in my little blue bowl, and I'm gonna stir them up. Oh, I guess you're wondering, what is she gonna do with that garlic and that onion? Well, I thought about it on my drive to work today, and I thought, well, should I throw it in the eggs, or should I just throw it on top of the eggs, or I think I'm gonna throw it on top of the tomatoes. Right on. So I'm gonna strain that little water off there, and I'm just gonna dump these right there. Can you guys see that, or am I off camera here? I always try to make sure. It's kind of why I have it. All right, you guys can see that? So I'm gonna put these red onions and garlic. Now remember, if your onions don't caramelize, then you're good to go because you can eat onions, right? You just got to make sure they don't caramelize. Why? Because if they caramelize, they turn into sugar. And we're trying to stay away from our sugars and cut those down, okay guys? So, there, whoo, guys, I wish you could smell that. That's a lot of onions. But I'm thinking once the eggs get on top of them, they're not gonna be so potent along with this garlic, right? All right, so here we go. I'm gonna throw my eggs on here. Oh, good job, DC, she got it. Sugar, right on, guys. So I'm gonna throw my eggs right here on top. Now what's awesome about this, guys, is you're gonna cook this up today, but tomorrow, if you wanna eat some, I mean, you're not gonna eat this whole, I mean, some of you might eat this whole pan. You wanna make sure that you throw some jalapeno sauce on here or salsa. Yeah, buddy. Or my friend got me some tomatillo sauce, you know, the green salsa from a really awesome recipe or restaurant down in Houston. Doesn't that look good, guys? Heck yeah. Now, if you want to throw some mushrooms on that, I don't have that. Spinach, whatever, you can do that too. I'm going to put some of my salt on there. And ground pepper. Now, if I had some jalapenos here today, I would throw those on there too, but I think I'm jalapening you guys out. But remember, you can make this with your vodka and orange juice there, Dawn, because I know how much you like vodka. So there you go. This is my, I don't know, what do you guys call this? Frittata. It's a frittata. There's my frittata made out of my leftover bug killing spray. That's not really gonna kill my grasshoppers by suffocation. It's just gonna scare them away because it's so dang stinky. My name's Vicki with Texas Last Diet, teaching you how to eat right with leftover stuff I used to spray away some bugs. Have a good one, guys.